Here we go, everybody. My name is Hyatt Fiverr, and this is Shoutcast. I was fortunate enough to get a number of replays from this good guy right here, NK Inc., and they've been sitting here on my desktop for probably almost a month and a half now, and I really have been wanting to start to commentate them, and I thought there was no better time than the present. If I do sound a little bit tired today, it's probably because I am. I have been working all day. I do work full time now, so it does make it a little difficult to do a lot of the things that I want to do, but we will make do with what we have. Let's take a look at the matchup here today. This is, of course, high elo play. Blue team is Jungle Nocturne, Kale going up top, Ari in the mid lane, Tristana Blitzcrank bottom. Opposing team is going to have Annie in the mid lane, Graves and Janna bot lane, Shen going top, and Olaf in the jungle. Now, I do see a Blitzcrank here. I'm wondering if they're going to try and invade. Unfortunately, it looks like NK isn't really moving, and they do spot Olaf, but typically, it doesn't matter what the elo range is. If you have a Blitzcrank, you want to invade, because, you know, hooks are deadly. Especially if you have any sort of CC. If Ari takes her taunt at level 1, that's probably going to be a kill. And it will be interesting. It does look like they're actually not going to. NK was a little bit behind. Due to the fact that this is a low replay file, I will be focusing in on him as much as possible. Just because if I, go across the map and happen to go look at Tristan and Blitz bottom, a lot of times the HP bars aren't updated properly and things are a little bit glitched. So you'll see a lot of the time I'm just actually holding down spacebar. In fact, here you go. There is a example of what I'm talking about. No health bars. We'll check in from CS from time to time, but who knows? There you go, Ari players. If you want to know a page for Gragas, there's one on the screen. Just pretty standard here. Nocturne going to take the Wolf Camp, head up for blue. We'll probably just go straight to his Wraiths. He does have the opportunity to gank at level 2. You don't see it very often, simply because if you do take that tether, your Unspeakable Horror, it's a little risky in terms of your jungle speed. Obviously, with the passive on Shroud of Darkness, the 20% bonus attack speed, a lot of times you will just want to take that. But if you're going to be in an opportunity to gank or counter gank, you should just take the fear. But he decides, I'm going to wait till I get to my Wraith Camp. If an opportunity pops up, maybe I'll go gank. But he didn't have that opportunity. Just going to go ahead and just straight up do his W. And he's actually in a really good position right now. Almost full health. Hasn't used a potion. There's his first one. Doing it on the red camp. Decides he's going to take the red camp before he does double golems. Sometimes you'll go down there and take it just so your smite's up. It really depends on who you are. He does have some sustain with his Umbra Blades. So he's not too concerned. Takes level 3. Dustbringer level 2. Usually the case. Most Nocturne players level their Q first, then their W, leaving the Fear as their 1-point wonder. Obviously ultimate every time it's available, as is the case with every champion in the game. But he's just going to pick up these double golems, and I think now he's just going to go take these wraiths and look for an opportunity to gank. That is mostly the mentality you would think would happen. And he's kind of pushed up a little bit, so that's probably where he's going to go. Decides to use a smite because it's up. And Kale versus Shen, it's an interesting matchup. I've never seen it. Kale is seeing a lot of play right now because she does very well against a lot of bruisers. She can really use that range on her E and that slow to her advantage. There is the opportunity to gank. It didn't work out too great. Annie was playing very safely. She was working to one side. Kind of knows that Nocturne wants to start at blue buff, so she can hover to that side a little bit. She does have her flash as well if she needed to be. First blood goes down. Looks like Olaf gang. Oh, Shen almost died, actually. Holy crap. And I wish, this is times like this where I wish that League of Legends had a proper replay feature. Not that LoL replay isn't a bad product. It's really not. It's fantastic. But like I said, for the most part, I'm going to be here on NK, kind of looking at how he jungles from a high elo point of view. As somebody who kind of swaps or tries to swap between jungling and solo top in solo queue, I'm personally really interested in how he plays this. Nocturne, one of my favorite junglers. He's a very strong character, really good. He can, really help out his team. He's got that paranoia, his ultimate, which allows him to basically gank from anywhere he wants, regardless of whether or not you're rewarding, which is fantastic. If he hits level 6, there's a ward right here. He could come about right here and ult into the lane, which is fantastic. I think it's a great little tool. Ahri, pretty standard. One of those champions that I personally would like to have if I'm playing Nocturne, because if I land that unspeakable horror, that fear, I either want somebody to follow with damage or throw down some sort of CC so I can get that tether off. Ahri has both of those. She has true damage as well as taunt of sorts. I don't really think it's a taunt. It doesn't make you walk towards you, but whatever. Bot lane right now. Oh, it looks like we're going to get a kill. We do. Freaking noodles, man. Just jumps right in on that. Now he's exhausted. He's actually low. He should go. Oh, Janna picks up a kill, but bot lane does get the 2-for-1 exchange. Top lane, it does look like Kayle is throwing down some harass. She's just at level 5, so Shen is ahead, as should be the case. CS-wise, 22 to 24. Actually, Shen didn't get an assist. That's interesting. Looks like he's going to be going for a Heart of Gold early on. Pretty standard on Shen, I find, just because you want to get that GP10. He's got enough sustain where if he does get that residual goal that's going to be coming, then he really has nothing else he needs. Chalice, not Chalice, but Aegis is pretty good on him. But Heart of Gold, pretty standard early on. Ahri decides to come up too, but not really sure why. That was not needed. I guess her lane was pushed up, but kind of an interesting choice there. She only has 38 farm, and he's got 4. Annie's farming very well. Annie, of course, her Q, if she kills a creep with her Q, the mana cost on the spell is refunded. And, well, it looks like he went straight for Brutalize. That's interesting. I don't see that very often. You kind of, at least for me, if I'm not going Wriggles, I'll probably get 2 Thorns Blades first, but that's just a preference. If he's going Brutalizer first item, I would think that he's not going to be going Wriggles. He'll probably want to get something like a Heart of Gold early on, so he can kind of get some extra farm. And a lot of junglers will want that Heart of Gold. In fact, Olaf built it as well. So, got a lot of GP10 items in this game. Right now, I got 4 on the enemy team. Blitzcrank obviously going to be going for that double GP10, as is the case. They're doing Dragon? Really? 7-minute Dragon. I guess they don't realize it's warded. But it is actually 3 people down there. Blitzcrank just throwing off a pole just to try and keep them away. If he manages to hit somebody, he manages to hit somebody. He was in the Shroud, so who knows. But it doesn't look like there's a team fight going down just yet. Should be coming soon, though, the first real team fight. Probably for Dragon, as usually the case. You want to get that Dragon control early. It's 190 gold per person. It's up to around 1,000 gold, usually, for the total. Which, if you can get up 1,000 gold, well, 190 gold doesn't seem like a lot, but really at the end of the day, for a support, that's usually the difference between getting GP10 and some wards as opposed to just getting GP10 or some wards. I know that most support players will have the gold per 10 runes, but more often than not, you still want to get extra gold, which is why you see gold per 10 items being bought. Shirelias end up being purchased. Hearts of Gold, I usually don't see them being built into anything by the time the game ends, but it's probably going to either be a Randuin's. You don't see a lot of that Locket of the Iron Solari, I think that's what it's called. Let's find out. defense, health. Yeah, Locket of the Iron Solari. In fact, oh, it looks like we managed to catch a gank up top. Kale's going to throw down her ult, but it's really not going to matter. It's a 3-man gank. You're not getting out of that. Ult's good, but it's not that good. NK saying, hey, can we do this? But, are they going to? He's going to pull it. Blitzcrank's coming. I think Tristana's on her way too. Yeah. So this should be a free dragon. There were 3 top. Jan and Graves, they're not going to want to fight this. It is 2v3. And Ari is there. So it would become a 2v4 situation. It's better to just give up the dragon and live to fight another day. That actually took Nocturne down quite a bit. He was full health when he started that. Obviously with only Umber Blades, that is bound to happen. Ari kind of throwing some damage on there. She does have really good mobility. Lands the taunt. The ultimate goes down from Olaf, that's his name. I missed the kill bottom, unfortunately. But Ari's going to be okay. She's going to get out using her ultimate, which is it's a great spell. She gets 3 dashes to do damage, and it's up pretty often. Kale is surprisingly even on farm. That Null Magic Mantle probably going to be a Hex Drinker based off of this team. Shen, pretty much all magic damage. Annie, magic damage. Olaf is physical damage, but, you know, really, that's probably what it'll be, is a Hex Drinker. Nothing else really makes sense from that. She's not going to want to go Aegis. NK spots Olaf. Not going to actually go in on that. Interesting. I guess he's afraid of the Annie. But as far as I'm aware, her Tibber shouldn't be up yet, and her Flash certainly wouldn't be. But yeah, looking at that Null Magic Mantle, the only thing that really makes sense there is a Hex Drinker. So we'll have to see if that is the item of choice. How's bot lane doing? Freaking Noodle's going back. This tower's taking a few hits. I don't know if it'll fall from that. No, it is half health. So that's okay. NK is actually on his way down. In fact, that tower could fall. That wave was decent enough. But no, it survives the 125, so that's nothing. Graves is basically going to walk up and poke this thing, and it's going to fall. But that is the case. Nocturne's actually going to ultimate in. He's going to land the tether, but there is Annie. What is she doing there? Oh, that's a stun at Tibbers. Nocturne is all kinds of dead. Tibbers just going to go ahead and walk up, smack the tower. He's Tibbers. He doesn't care. He's a bear. Rawr, I'm a bear. Rawr. Yes, referencing older videos of mine because I can. Top lane should actually go down from this. Decent enough wave. Kale does some good damage. Actually, Ari's going to back off, but Kale should do enough on her own to take that tower out. So that will be a tower for a tower. So it is 1 tower apiece. The dragon, of course, is going to put the blue team ahead, but the farm on the purple team, that gap ain't too much. Annie, 82 farm, she's doing pretty decent for herself right now. Ari, she has some really good clearing with her orb. I think it's her Q. I don't know Ari that well, but that is going to certainly be able to farm it. Shoots out magic damage, comes back with true damage. Annie's not really sure why she's backed out there. She got ulted and just decided to run away. I don't think she knew that the Tibbers was down, but it does look like Kale and Ari are going to get away just fine. Shen's in pursuit as well, so it does just look like Nocturne NK is just saying, hey, you want this? Come get it. Does he have the mastery? He has the mastery. Who's going to win? Ari? Probably. That orb shoots out. She picks up a blue buff for herself, and that is going to be a nice little advantage. Kale, she's down here. She might as well just pick up some wraiths for herself. She's a little bit behind. Shen has 84, and is now looking to get his Warmogs. Shen, really strong champion, very tanky, and I'm not really sure why Ari died there. I missed that completely. She didn't see the stun particle. That's why she died. But that's a huge waste of a blue buff. I think she might be going for an early Abyssal Scepter. That might be the case there. Oh, Kale's going for Wit's End. That's what the Null Magic Man for. That works as well. Might actually be a little bit better than the Hexdrinker, actually. Just because it's going to give her some attack speed and extra damage applied on every hit. And, you know, some nice attack speed. It's always good. Whereas the Hexdrinker gives attack damage and then that shield. But really, you know, Annie and Shen are the only ones who are going to pop it. And Shen, from the looks of it, he's not building to do damage. He's just building to be a nuisance. So I'm thinking Dragon should be up here soon in the next minute at the most. So we'll probably see them try and group for that. There hasn't been a true team fight yet. A lot of little skirmishes. You know, Kale got 3-man gank that one time. That was unfortunate, but that is just unfortunately the case. There is actually the Giant's Belt. Wondering if he wants to go Warmogs with that or Frozen Mallet. Both are pretty common on Nocturne. I'm going to say it's going to be a Frozen Mallet. I've already been wrong once, so I'll probably be wrong again. Tristana has to flash away. Her jump's down. She's slowed, and she's actually going to get away. That's always good. She burns an ultimate. Shen ult goes down. NK Inc. is actually going to fall here. Takes way too much damage, and Blitzcrank just flashes into ult. That was an awful play. Was not needed at all. But RA is going to pick up a kill. In fact, Kale could potentially come out here and just clean the house, but it doesn't look like that will be the case. She can land a... There's the slow, but she's... There's a kill. No! She's going to get a... Oh, the W proc. Oh, that's just mean. But I don't think they're going to continue to chase. Ari might... Her ult does look like it's down, yeah. She's gonna back out. Blitzcrank, I don't know, man. That was an odd play. Flashes into ults. Nobody was gonna die, but interesting. Olaf got a Brutalizer, Heart of Gold. He's going Aegis from the looks of things. He does have a Null Magic and a Cloth Armor. Shen's kind of there. I don't know. This is interesting. This is very... They kind of stayed. I think they knew that they wanted to do Dragon. Ari's just kind of chilling out here. Actually, a little slice. Oh, the dash. That's unfortunate. So it does look like the purple team will just walk away. NK Inc. and his fellow comrades will walk away as well. He's just going to come down here and take this free farm. That's what I would do. Your team's not in a position to fight for Dragon. You don't think they are either. So let's push up a wave. Let's get some more CS. I'm at 84. Olaf's at 89. He's actually doing really well. I'm wrong. He built Mercury Treads, but I'm thinking that Cloth Armor is going to be Aegis of the Legion. It's pretty common on Joe Olaf. I actually want to say it's decently common on Top Olaf as well, but I don't play Olaf enough to know for sure. But I'm thinking that's what is right. Shen has his Warmog's armor. That's probably going to be Mercury Treads, or potentially that'll be for a Wit's End of his own. Who knows? Kale's just going to fight this. I'm thinking that no ultimate's going to be needed. Oh. That's unfortunate. Janet comes, kind of saves the day. But, very interesting. See if Ari can take a kill here. I don't think she will. Nope, it is going to be a kill, and Dragon will go down to the blue team as well. And from the looks of things, it does look like... Oh, Tristana's 2 and 3. That ain't good. How's their Graves doing? 3 and 1. Ooh, that's a problem. Graves doesn't scale as well as Tristana. I think Tristana is arguably the best scaling AD carry in the game, thanks to her passive. You know, gets some increased attack range, and she can just become a real monster. She's very similar to Kog'Maw in that sense, but you know, Graves 3 and 1 and 3 with 142 CS, most farm in the game. He's still going to be a problem. His buckshot's going to hurt because this is before the change where he can still use buckshot at a range for max damage. Like I said, I've had this on my computer for about a month and a half now, and so he's going to have that. He's gonna have his ult. He's gonna be a monster team fight. Shen, he's 2-1 thanks to that unnecessary double kill. So now he's got to work. Now he's just looking to become tanky, and if he can become really tanky, well, there's not a whole lot that NK Inc. and company can do, because Annie's got that Tibbers. She doesn't really have any sort of damage right now. She's looking to probably build a Deathfire Grasp. I would highly doubt that that's for a Morello's Evil Tome. And she's probably going to get the Catalyst turning into a Rod of Ages sooner, because more often than not, if you don't get your Rod of Ages, probably by about the 25-minute mark, there's really no point in getting it. She could potentially just turn that into a Banshee's Veil if she wants to, but I think that what she wants to do is get a Rod of Ages. Overall, I think that the purple team's team fight is better. You know, Janna has all that CC. Blitzcrank has got a lot of CC too, but he's got to land that pull. If he doesn't hit a pull, well, Blitzcrank has essentially become a useless champion. That's kind of all he's meant for. Double dagger. If that is what I think it is, I'm going to be very upset, but I can't actually think of the name of it. Attack speed. Dagger. That is a stinger or a malady. I'm going to be very upset, because neither of those items are good on Kale. I don't care what anybody says. Go true damage. None of this on-hit crap. Fortunately, she took the big wraith, and actually she is kind of behind. Shen's got 138 farm. Even Shen's behind as well, but he's got an excuse. He doesn't have a farming kit. He's got his Q. That's all he can really last hit with, aside from auto attacks. Kale can use her splash damage. She at least has some AoE abilities, so she's going to be able to push with that, which is a little unfortunate. So the Ruby Crystal and another Null Magic Mantle kind of proves my point. Olaf is going for that Aegis of the Legion. It's a really good pickup on him, I think. He benefits really well from it. So does your team. I think Aegis of the Legion is one of the best items in the game, and I feel like it should be picked in every single match, simply because of what it brings to your team. There's the Aegis itself. For those of you who don't know, 12 armor, 15 magic resist, and 8 damage. Well, doesn't it seem like a lot? Well, if the other team doesn't have that advantage, that is, 8 damage on 135 is 143. That makes, a lot of his abilities just do more damage, especially if you're somebody like Tristana. It's going to really hurt. Amptome with Blasting Wand. She's either going to be going for a Void Staff, where that Amptome could potentially become a Revolver and then turn into a Will of the Ancients. Those kind of are the two things that I would think there. Potentially a Rylai's Crystal Scepter as well. Ari kind of wants to be a little bit tanky because she does want to get in and out of those fights. And having extra slows is really powerful. She does have the ability to... She's got a lot of spells. She has her Orb, she has her Foxfire, or W, excuse me, and she has the her ultimate. She also, of course, has the Death and her Taunt. That's what it's called, which slows, but that's even more slow. But the purple team just gonna punch right in here. That's 2 towers for free, and the hook lands on the Shen, which is the worst possible scenario. I would think he would want to aim for the Olaf. I think that's what he was doing, because if he aimed for Olaf, he could potentially get an immediate kill. But it does look like it will be the Frozen Mallet kind of pickup there. The more standardized build these days, Frozen Mallet with some tankiness. Potentially, I don't know if NK Inc. gets a Wit's End. I do know that the Odd One really likes getting Wit's End on Nocturne. I personally think it's perfectly fine. I think that most of his damage will be coming from auto attacks. I mean, his ratios aren't that fantastic. Not that they're bad by any means. It's just, that's just the way it is. Graves is certainly becoming a problem. He's going to be getting a Zeal soon. Might actually have enough to go back and buy that. But unless he just bought the Vamp Scepter and the Dagger, I'm not entirely sure due to the low replay. And of course, if he hasn't, it doesn't look like he's actually, no, he has full health, but he has no mana. But Annie should fall. She does. And Shen goes down as well. And actually, so does Olaf. So that does actually look like it will be a good fight for NK Inc. and Company. Guess Blitzcrank either didn't have mana for pull, probably didn't have mana. He had 130 when I looked, or it was on cooldown, but most likely didn't have mana. I think that he should now, but they're just going to want to back out here. Yeah, there's no reason to tank tower unnecessarily for that reason right there. Now NK can't follow up into a fight. He doesn't have any sort of lifesteal outside of his Umbra Blades, which is okay, but not great. It's certainly not going to be something that he's going to be relying on. So he's just going to go ahead and go back, and Ari's going to take some wraiths. They're either going to group for Dragon and take it. Ari might go take the blue buff. I'm not sure. No, she's going to decide to go back. But there's a Frozen Mallet. So he's going to be getting, Frozen Mallet. That's a Randuin's. He'll probably turn that into a... Ooh, what's it called? I can't even think of it. Use Ghostblade. Holy crap. Why couldn't I think of that? So that'll probably be a Ghostblade. He'll probably get an Atma's because, well, there's no point in having a Frozen Mallet if you don't have a Atma's because you're just wasting stats. You have health, but the damage is... He's got 150 damage at, 25 minutes into the game as opposed to Tristana's 211. So that's quite a bit. 50 difference. And KZ say, here you go, take it. I don't need it. Freaking Nocturne, I got this. And I think it's very amusing that Nocturne, the wisp things around his eyes are not actually attached to his eyes, but NK's kind of he's kind of annoyed. He's being his jungle is just being taken left, right, and center by his top lane and his mid lane, but yeah, he's actually missed out on a lot. And Kale got a malady. I hate you, Kale. I hate you. Recurve bow is probably gonna be a Zeke's Herald. No, that's Sark's. Holy crap! What are the options here? It could be a Blood Razor. If she goes Ionic Spark, I actually hope that. No, it does look like a Blood Razor. I was going to say, if she actually turns that into an Ionic Spark, I unfortunately would have to root against their team because that's almost straight trolling in my opinion. On hit Kale it doesn't work. Just be an 80 carry. Shen going for a Trinity Force. Surprised he hasn't picked up a Sunfire Cape, honestly. Especially in the situation right here where they have a slight advantage. They have certainly more farm. They've lost out on a couple of dragons, so the global gold should be close. I want to say it's within 1,000, maybe 2,000 at most. Because, like I said, they are farming generally. Are they even though? No, Annie's really not farming that well anymore. I'm not sure why. So, it might be a decent advantage, but even so, they've got that kill advantage, and their team fight is still better. And if Shen gets his Sunfire Cape, he can do the split push all day, and that's gonna force Nocturne probably to just keep him at bay, because he's got good clearing, and he's the only person on their team who can actually jump into a fight. It looked like Ari went for a Rylai's, so I'm glad that I remember that Rylai's recipe included a Blasting Wand and a whatever it's called, the Book of Magic thing. A little one. You know what I'm talking about. It was like 400 gold. I don't care. But I'm tired. Leave me alone. It should be... Actually, it's 30 minutes of the game, and it's about 2/3 over. That's interesting. It's probably about a 40-minute game then. Not really sure how much that the blue team can really do at this point, honestly. Blitzcrank probably going to be working towards a Glacial Shroud, which will, of course, be turned into a Frozen Heart. The ult actually goes down from Shen. The Nocturne's going to come in as well. Janna's actually going to go down. That wasn't very smart. Oh, Kale actually gets stunned. but it's okay. The fed-ass Graves is going to go down, and it's actually going to be a clean ace from the looks of things. And there it goes, the double kill on Ari. The clean ace. Oh, no, Olaf survived. He gets out. I thought Olaf died. My apologies. Unless he died right at the beginning of the fight, because Janna had, 10 seconds. That's interesting. I don't know. I thought that it was an ace. Apparently not. But one team fight is a one team fight, so nothing to really complain about. Your Ari is getting pretty fed, 7-2. Whenever an Ari gets fed, she's a great solo queue champion. She can do a ton of damage, so much mobility, so much kind of get in the driver's seat and carry a game. They're actually going to turn on him. Because they see Blitzcrank. Oh, he lands the pull and barely manages to get that kill there. I was a little afraid. I was wondering if Ari was going to go down. But now it looks like the advantage has shifted over to the other team, which I'm surprised. I thought that the other team had the better team fight. And, Blitzcrank can kind of get in there and pull and be disruptive. But generally speaking, with an AoE stun from Tibbers, the AoE knockup from Gen Alt, Shen can AoE taunt people. They have a lot of CC. The NK Inc. they have single target CC with pulls and taunts and fears, but they don't have that AoE kind of hard CC. Their only AoE CC truly is Blitzcrank's ultimate, which very short cooldown, decent burst if he has any sort of AP, which he doesn't. But there is the Atma's Impaler. Shoots him up to 200 damage. That's actually a decent little chunk there. Gets an extra 41. I'm wondering if he's going to be going into a Hex Drinker, or much like Kale, getting a Wit's End. That we'll certainly see in the very near future. Ari probably going to be going for a Death Cap now, because she's got her 2 utility ability or utility items. Zhonya's doesn't make any sense for her, in my opinion. She doesn't really want to get in there and just hit a Zhonya's, but I could be wrong. That just seems like the right play, is to get a Death Cap, do some more damage. Probably want to get a Will of the Ancients after that, and then who knows. It'll be interesting to see what she does, seeing as she does have her Gragas page, she says. Mana regen blues, an AP per level, all that kind of stuff. But, Shen gets a Megatron. Gets a Negatron Cloak. Will probably be a Force of Nature. And Olaf picks up a Randuin, so he's getting to that very tanky point. The thing with Olaf is, he does that true damage, but there's really no need for him to go all-out DPS. That and all Magic Mantle, I'm not sure what that's going to be. I'm thinking that one will probably be, Hex Drinker. That one really makes sense. A Maw of Malmortius is really powerful on somebody like Olaf, who has that really strong, really cool passive where the lower he gets, the more attack damage or attack speed he gets. And Maw of Malmortius, the less damage you have, the more AD you have. So that's a really good combination. And the team fight actually, is that a 2 for 2? Yeah, it's 2 for 2 at this point. Graves actually manages to get a kill there. I'm not sure why Ari was hanging on to that elixir. I feel like she should have used that. But she knows that that was a fight they could have turned on. Kale could have turned around. She's actually going to be really strong against the Shen with that, what's it called? The Madra's Blood Razor. There it is, MBR. And I don't care about Malady. I think it's just, I'm sad that she did that. And there's a reason that she's 2 of 4. Sorry. That's just the way it is. Get a Tiamat. Beat Dyrus. So, let's see. This Graves, 273 CS. That's a good amount. He's 7-2-7. He just got a Killing Spree reward as well. So, NK picks up another Oracles, I believe. Because, yeah, he died that fight. And he's actually around that 200 CS mark. That was pretty good. Annie, I don't know what happened to her. She was farming really well at the beginning of the game. She must have just stopped. Because all she has is Deathfire Grass and a Rod of Ages, which she's had for a while. Oh, now she's got a Blasting Wand. But, that's not a lot of items. Like, why do you have 150 farm? You were doing really well. I'm confused. Kale's top right now. Shen's bottom, but Shen can port in. His ult should be up. At least I think it is. If not, it should be very soon. This Drag or Baron is warded, and you get to see the lovely new Baron thanks to the great update on Summoner's Rift. I love that update. I think it's fantastic, and I'm really glad that they did that. Kale kind of going to go and bully away this Shen because actually your farm is fine. And I'm not sure if that's going to be a PD or a Trinity Force, but whatever. Tristana wants to fight. I agree. I think this is a good time to do so. They're actually going into Baron without their oracles. So Blitzcrank is just going to kind of walk in here, kind of be the bait. And Olaf is just running through. Oh, he is just manhandling right now. Oh. That was not good. Yes, they kind of traded kills for kills, but they wasted a lot on him. Shen now porting into the fight, so we probably will see NKing the blue team just kind of back off. I'm wondering if they are going to go and try and fight Baron without their jungler. Kale wasting her, just completely wasting her flash there. Janna does a fantastic job of using her tornado to her advantage. Kale going to use her speed boost to kind of walk away. And Annie picks up a kill. I miss this completely. I am surprised. I'm not really sure how that happened, to be honest. But Graves actually very strong right now. Should actually be able to pick this up, maybe. Oh, the Ignite picks it up. He doesn't even need to do anything. And, oh, there's a Shen. Almost gets a pull there. Honestly, I think Shen's shield could have kept him alive through that. I could be mistaken, though. But that is a certainly failed team fight. A lost team fight. Aside from Olaf, they didn't lose anybody after Olaf. So he's going to be getting a GA from the looks of things. Guardian Angel. Which means he's just going to actually be able to run after anybody he wants to run after. And if they burn everything trying to kill him, well, there's only so much that you can do. Baron picks up. There's a stun. Some tornadoes. Graves should be able to pick up at least one kill. Actually, doesn't pick up either of them. Olaf and Annie get the kills, but doesn't matter. 2 more kills, a free Baron, and Ari is just face palming right now. Blitzcrank just this is solo queue at its finest. Let's rage at everybody. But that's just what happens. And I don't really see anything that the blue team can do at this point. Janna's 2 levels ahead of Blitzcrank. Olaf and Nocturne, they're kind of on par. Nocturne should hit level 18 quicker unless Olaf can hit it with this farm. Actually, Baron does give a decent amount of experience. There's a good chance that he is up right now. Annie certainly should be close to that as well. Not really certain how close Tristana is. She's 5 and 7. She has to, of course, pick up a Quicksilver Sash. There's way too much CC here. Is Kale going to go down? No, she's going to be okay. Some arguing going down. Solo queue at its finest. But, that's what happens. You argue a lot, and there's really no reason for it, I personally find. At this point in the game, I think that the purple team pretty much has this in the bag, unless, of course, they throw it completely. If they get clean aced, there's an open inhibitor. They can just walk down mid lane. Unless, of course, they get an inhib of their own, but they do have Baron. Their Graves has a Guardian Angel. Oh, that's going to be unfortunate. Annie now has a Void Staff as well. And Blitzcrank is just missing pulls left, right, and center. I know he wasn't aiming for Shen, but at that point you could just pick him off, I think. Who knows? It's just purple team is right now. They're just playing red team, whatever it is. They're just playing to survive at this point. They want to win out by not making mistakes, which is really how you need to win in most Solar Q games. If you don't make mistakes and the other team does, well, you play off of them and you win. That's competitive play too. Bot lane kind of got a little bit of a push there. I wouldn't be surprised to see Shen go get that. Nope, they're just going to go ahead and take this tower. It will be free. There's nothing that blue team can do. They can tank that without any problems. They can can actually farm here. Their wave will be naturally pushing up very soon. And Blitz doesn't want to pull off tower. And NK kind of sitting back, might be typing, who knows. Just blind pulls going out everywhere. There's this wave I said would be coming up because they did clear that wave, so that's 2 waves worth of farm. And once again, they're just going to push up all the lanes. Shen's going to be able to just farm this. That massive wave that's coming is going to be on its way. They're going to be able to split push here, and there's nothing that blue team can really do at this point. They can't send 2 people to go fight. Those look like Annie actually has double blue buff, which is scary. So many blue buffs, so many cooldown reductions. There's the wave, and Ari's actually going to be able to clear that really well, but I mean, I don't know. I think purple team's doing a good job right now. I think that they should have sent somebody, Shen probably, to push up bot lane as well, because this tower hasn't fallen yet, and actually they're going to send Olaf to do it, which perfectly fine. But they know Graves is a huge problem, but he's got a GA. He's not going to be somebody that they can just take out. Shen's going to flash. He's actually got his dash most likely as well. He's actually just going to ultimate. Oh, the taunt goes down. I'm not sure why he didn't just use his shadow dash. That was a kill they didn't need to have happen. Blue team did great. Now they're going to try and want to force something. Yes, the other team is Baron, but they're without Shen for 50 seconds. They can fight, I think, and they can do it very well. But I don't know. Ari's got her death cap. Annie's chose a different path. Annie's got a lot of bursts as well, but they can't send everybody up to take that tower or that inhibitor because, well, Olaf's just going to be starting to take stuff. Actually, Baron's off now, so they are in a position where they could have fought 4v5 or went up in the middle. It would have been 3v5. It would have been a free inhibitor, but now they can't, and it's a little unfortunate. It was. He thinks it's 4v4, but it was actually 3v4. But whatever. It's okay. Things happen, but maybe Baron is still up. Who knows? I thought it was over. I don't know. I personally don't understand why Ari didn't come take this. Match is kind of winding down. I think that the next team fight will obviously seal the deal at this point. You notice that Shen had a 50-second kind of delay. I'm not really sure what these items are for. I'm probably thinking GA and Force of Nature, and if he gets both of those, well, there's nothing, absolutely nothing that the purple team can or the blue team can do, because there'll be 2 GAs and too much just tankiness. I mean, Graves is just naturally tanky because it's passive. He's going to respawn. Shen, naturally tanky. He's got all of his tanking stuff. Olaf is tanky, his balls as well. Not really sure what he's got this null magic for. I guess he decided to get a frozen heart before he did anything. He just wants to be a pure tank at this point. They actually don't really have much in the way of MR. So Ari, with what she's got, is going to be doing a lot of damage to these guys. That Aegis is good, but at this point in the game, that 15 MR isn't nearly as good as the extra damage from Rabadons and such. In fact, Ari has 562 AP at 15 MR and could be doing a whole lot. But like I said, this next team fight should be coming soon, and that should seal the game. If either team gets aced, it's game over. I think alternatively, one team can, unless it's like one person left, who knows. Kale just Kale got a Black Cleaver. I'm okay with Black Cleaver. I think that's an okay item on her, but I don't know. Tristana picking up a last. Last was a great pickup. They have a lot of armor on their team between Randuin's, Aegis, GA. Shen's got a chain vest. Janna, well, she's got a shield, but right now the purple team, they're just looking for a pick. And actually, Ari does a lot of damage to that guy. Like I said, he doesn't have any MR, but he's probably gonna, if he gets a Bloodthirster, well, there's no way they're going to be able to kill him. If he ever does get low enough to proc a Guardian Angel, well, the rest of their team should be able to just come up. But Annie is actually going to get engaged upon. She actually is incredibly tanky thanks to just that Rod of Ages, and that ultimate from Janna is going to just push them away. NK is going to die, and the Shen ult comes down. He's coming up from bot lane. I'm not really sure why. He could have just kept going, but Shirelia's is popped. Kale is just standing there. I'm not sure if she disconnected or what. But that looks like it's going to be the game, regardless. So, yeah, there it was a DC. But that's actually a alt snipe. So that is certainly GG. And I would like to say thank you for watching my Shoutcast. It wasn't up to par of what I would like to do in the future. Whoa, I zoomed in. Apparently I was zoomed in. I didn't even know. But hopefully we'll be improving. I'd like to get some feedback so I can improve on these little Shoutcast things. And eventually we'll be able to get it up to a position that I was really hoping to do. I'm certainly saying thank you. And I will see you guys in the next episode. My name is Hans Faber. Peace.
Defeat.